What's up, everyone, and welcome to the 59th episode of the MMA Bourbon Appreciation
59?
Society.
Really?
59.
Jeremy
Jeremy Johnson along with Craig Nasello tonight, and we are missing someone this evening.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it alone.
Well,
He's on special assignment.
He is. He's on special assignment. Jimmy's got some business he's got to take care of, so that lucky bastard gets to go down to Nashville, hang out there. He's leaving really early in the morning, so he said, I don't want to get crocked up with you guys in a bar, which I understand.
Fucking sissy.
Exactly. But, no, tonight...
He acts like he's in his 60s or something.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
But, no, and then we are, guys, I want to give this kind of just a quick update. So, Jimmy is going in for a hip replacement surgery.
Next week.
Just
Week
like
after, no, wait, next week. Next week.
So, we are going to be taking some time off until Jimmy is back and healed up. And once that happens, we're going to come back with our 60th episode, and we're going to do something special with it, even better than our 50th.
Cocaine?
No.
Damn it.
I mean, it's a good effort. But we've got a lot of whiskey, so that's what matters. So, no, tonight, though, they seem to like guests. And even if Jimmy wasn't here, I figured we've got to have a guest. And so with that...
He just wanted tacos. That's the only reason he fucking came.
Is that why you came?
Yeah.
Because we had tacos al mani tonight
Yes.
beforehand. That's right. Go back and check out the episode.
Winner of
Taco King.
Taco Fest.
Yes, winner of Taco Fest.
They
It was
were
great.
amazing.
So, but tonight we do have a guest this evening, and he is going to join us right now as he comes in. Former professional MMA fighter, current podcast host of Easy Talk. It is Erion Zekthi. Erion, come on in. Everybody give it up for Erion in the place. Thank you very much.
What's going on, gentlemen? How's it going?
All right, sir. How are you?
For the record, I wanted to rise from the bottom of the bar.
He really did, and I'm like,
I was told no.
yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't from me. I said yes because shit would have been funny.
He's not wrong, but no, I vetoed that one. So
Pussies.
tonight, though, we have a great show. Of course, we will always bring you our Sip, Sink, and Save, our Is It Worth This tonight. But, Erion, so, number one, you have jumped into the world of podcasting here over the last few months. Kind of talk us through what is Easy Talk.
Literally just a podcast. We were formulating.
But you wear really good suits.
Yeah. I mean, there's a look.
Good whiskey, too.
There is good whiskey.
Yes.
The formulation of the podcast was an original idea. I wanted to have the discussions that I was having behind closed doors with people that were much wiser, much more affiliated than I was.
Really got to start watching those closed doors.
I know, right?
Especially if you have Craig on the podcast and you go behind closed doors.
Hey, listen, you're going to get
Doors
your
open,
money's
lights
worth.
on.
Long story short, it was that. It was like, I'm having all these conversations with these intellectual people that have something of value to say. Let's just do it in front of cameras. And
Spread it to the people.
well, dude,
Yeah.
it was actually, kind of behind the closed curtains. I had a lunch with Jeremy Johnson, I want to say, 4 months ago?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I basically told him the pitch of what it is that I wanted to do. And
Yeah.
at the time, it was a different thing.
So I've watched
modified.
I've watched 4 episodes so far, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't got to watch them all because I'm a working person and have to work all the time. So, but if I'm on like a long drive or something, I'll throw it on. Or if I'm cutting grass, it takes me a couple hours to cut grass, so I'll turn it on and listen to it.
The goal is not to have everybody watch every episode or have every episode be for everybody. The goal is to have people on that know something or can speak about something that I am ignorant to or am interested in,
Sure.
and to educate me or to extrapolate what it is that they do so that I can better understand. Maybe I understand something, but I can always learn more.
Right.
Well, tonight we're going to teach you about whiskey.
Yeah.
And other stuff, but mostly about whiskey tonight. Also, as you can see, we are not at our normal set this evening. We are live at the Speakeasy in Granite City at 1318 Niedring House Avenue, which is pretty cool because we have all kinds of cool stuff tonight. I'm sorry, what was that now?
Self-plug.
I mean, you got to plug. So
Dude, this place is beautiful.
yeah, this has been some very
fun.
cool stuff.
It's a fun
This is
place.
cool.
So, yeah.
I would vibe here.
Absolutely. Well,
There's no oysters though.
there's no, Ariane has this thing with oysters after the show. I don't know what was all that about, but
It's good for the health.
Exactly. So, no, but tonight we are talking, since we are in a bar, we are talking, number one, like I said, our Sip, Sink, and Save tonight is going to be all rail bourbons. So we are in a bar where we have rail bourbons. We have used all of these, but tonight we're going to judge that. Also, for our Is It Worth It, we are moving up the ranks to Eagle Rare this evening. Great pour that you can find in most bars that are a higher end whiskey bar. So we're going to see how that plays out tonight.
Good luck on finding it at retail.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck at finding it at retail. But tonight I am going to make a cocktail that Craig had asked for on Instagram. And I think that so far it has been a pretty tasty
Very
beverage.
good.
So, all right, tonight we're going to start off with our drink, and I have not named this yet. So, but it does come.
Yet.
Yes, I have not named this yet, but this is a pineapple bourbon smash, for lack of a better term. Except instead of the traditional smash where you do it with soda water, we did this one with squirt.
Ski.
That's right.
It's a local soda here.
Yeah, local here to the Midwest, right? I'm not even real sure.
Not
where
even
it's
the
from.
Midwest. It's
St. Louis.
No,
Really?
it's
Breeze,
Illinois. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Carrollton or Calhoun County.
All right. Well, tonight we're going to start off with a very decent rail bourbon in Ancient Age. So we're going to do.
And
Ounce
we're
and a
doing
half of
rail
that.
bourbons tonight.
Yes, we are real bourbons tonight.
Rail.
Rail bourbons
You said
tonight.
real, right?
No, I said rail.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said rail.
Anyway,
3/4 ounce of sour.
the other episodes we don't have real bourbon.
Yes.
That's why I was.
It's all of those bottles
I was
are
like
simply
fucking
fake.
confused. It's all tea, guys. It's tea.
Okay. 2 tablespoons of crushed pineapple. I'm kind of a fan. And just a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. And I'm not going to lie, it's kind of nice because I've got all this stuff already made.
Right.
So it made things a whole lot easier tonight. Give that a good shake. Producer Matt has already claimed this one, so we'll take a glass.
Darren,
Working
did
hard.
you get one yet, Erion?
Oh yeah, I did. It was
good.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Fresh ice. We're going to strain it right here.
I would strain it.
What's that?
I would strain it.
See, I have a problem though, and this is just me. I am not a fan of having like fruit pulp in my drinks.
Mm.
I am not a fan.
I'm opposite.
Are you really?
Yeah, whenever
Interesting.
I go OJ or any sort of like screwdriver, lots of pulp.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a
Weird.
savage.
Weird. All right. From there though, add your straw. Again, top with a little bit of ski. Quite tasty. Like I said, I don't have a name for it yet, but I will put the recipe out on our Twitter or X or whatever they call it at MMA Bourbon. I'm going to pass this one over to producer Matt.
I said we call it the range.
That's the most.
Oh, it's the range?
The range.
The range.
The
All
most
right.
salty bitch I've seen today.
Jimmy was he was not happy to not
Sorry,
be able to
Jimmy,
make
I
it,
had to.
but you know we understand business is business, and you got to take care of it.
You got to work.
So,
You got to work. He's gonna have surgery.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I just didn't go through the same thing a couple months ago. So.
right, and it was a terrible situation
Yeah.
for you. I get that.
For
So.
the record, I do have 2 very good hips.
Me
I do too. I do too. They're bionic now.
So
Do you have to like have like are they metal?
Yeah.
Do you
Titanium.
have to like do you have to have the paper whenever you go on an airplane now?
You don't have to do that.
He goes, I don't get on airplanes, brother.
No. I fly all the
no,
time.
I'm the one who doesn't get on
That's
airplanes.
a scared one. I don't give a shit. I'm
What'd
like,
you
let's
do?
go.
What'd you do? Work for Boeing?
No, no, you just tell
There you
them
go,
you got to
sir.
go through
Thank you, sir.
You
go
are
through
quite
the
welcome.
scanner instead of the metal detector. I will say the first time I did fly after having my hip replaced, I forgot about it and walked through the metal detector.
Jeremy,
and
this
set
is
off.
dangerous.
It
This
really is,
dangerous.
isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause you don't even feel like you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah, so I'm a real fan of this one, though. I think it's pretty tasty. You can actually find that one this week on special here at the Speakeasy. Again, 1318 Niedring House Avenue in Granite City. Okay, that is my last shame.
Where?
You wanna-
Where?
Where's
1318 Niedring House
What are
Avenue.
you doing?
1318 Niedring House Avenue?
Exactly,
Yeah.
here at the Speakeasy. Okay.
He's gonna also put the plug in. He's a whiskey through it too.
Oh, well,
We're gonna get swatted.
100%. This is it. So, yeah, somebody man the doors. Here it comes. No, this past weekend,
At
though,
least turn the
was...
AC on in this bitch.
I
when
mean,
we
you
got
know,
here.
it's the
God
lights.
Damn.
So this past weekend, though, was National Bourbon Day. And I want to know, how did you guys celebrate? I know, Erion, you like a good pour on occasion. So
Yeah.
you kind of describe you're coming up in the whiskey world. And so, you know,
It's a good way to describe it.
I mean, it is.
You're coming up.
But you've had some good pours.
Yeah.
You've had some good pours hanging out with us and at Jimmy's house and things of that nature. And
I
so
think we just turned him into a
An
a
Eagle Rare
benchmark
fan for
a-
sure.
Well,
yeah, you are,
100%.
but a benchmark fan too.
But we'll get it. So tell me though, what has been your lead in to the idea of drinking bourbon? Period.
I'll be completely honest with you. For the longest time, I hated alcohol of all kinds. Like when I was younger,
Really?
beer, tequila, bourbon, none of it did it for me. Around the age of 23, 24, I don't know if it was like a palate change or what, but I went out with a buddy of mine who gave me an old fashioned with Maker's Mark. And it was the first time I ever had a sip of alcohol where I was like, oh, like this is enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm not
All
just
right.
drinking for an end goal. This is
Yeah.
This is
amplifying my experience.
Something you sit and savor and enjoy,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
just
not a
made-
race.
It made the night better.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
the best way I can describe it.
Sure.
And since then, I realized that whiskey has a story very similar to wine, where like people could tell you, the farms the grapes were grown in, the year, the climate, all these other things. Whiskey has a very similar story.
That's always me. It's
Whiskey
always
steward
me.
over here.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a whiskey steward, but I will say that I do enjoy the variety
Yeah.
of whiskey. That's something like, okay,
Just to give you a heads up, you have to write an essay.
oh yeah, that doesn't shock me.
Okay.
But
Just letting you know.
With vodka, what's the difference between Grey Goose and Absolute? It's like whether or not you're going to have a hangover the next day. But with whiskey, it's like you could have 10 different bottles and have 10 completely different experiences.
So- and that's the thing.
That's the joy
And
of
that's
it.
my big thing with whiskey. What's really turned me on to bourbon and whiskey is I don't have the hangover the next day. Like everybody's like, I don't know how you drink that shit. I'm like, because I don't have a hangover,
You alcoholic.
and I don't need
I don't either. So
I don't need
at all.
900 beers to get drunk.
Yeah, but are you drinking to that point where you can get
No.
a hangover? Yeah, because that's
I don't need to
Right.
Well, that's the
because
thing.
I can drink 3 or 4 drinks of this and feel.
Well-
I got drunk Sunday night on 3 goddamn drinks at my house.
Right. And
You know.
we always have. It's always been so. Like whenever you, Jimmy, and I would ever go to a bar,
Right.
we'd have 2 to 3 pours in a 4-hour night.
Right.
So it wasn't like anything, but it was all about the savor and things like that. So,
Do you think that's maturity? Because you're not drinking for an end
It's a
goal
little
anymore.
bit of maturity.
You're drinking for the
We're
enjoyment.
not out. Well, we're not out
Potentially.
chasing women. We're not out doing that. We're out.
Were you ever chasing? I'm just joking.
I can't run. I don't run. So
Greg's like, go over here. I got to bat him.
Wow, we went to that. Okay.
I mean, every once in a while, gotta throw that hip out there.
I mean, you do, but no. So I'm kind of the same way that
Oh, shit.
whiskey has always been my drink, no matter what. And so for National Bourbon Day, I hadn't had a drink since our last show
Oh,
because I don't
God.
drink very often.
Okay.
I know that sounds crazy.
May I ask what?
I just don't. It's just one of those things that I like it all the time, but I only want maybe 1 pour here and there, and that satiates me. Or if it's something new,
Experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Or
all about the experience.
Sometimes we'll have.
Dude, you need a mic if you're gonna
We-
talk this much.
Like if we're gonna be honest, like there's nights we'll have
Oh, 100%.
10, 15 pours. That's
Oh,
just
absolutely.
how
And
it is.
and we've all been out to places where, okay, cool, we're all going to have a few drinks, so
Right.
we're going to go to,
But we're
a
not
place
driving.
Can I
We're
ask
not.
a question?
and
though?
we're,
Is that
we're
the
at our
goal?
home places.
Is that the goal to have those drinks, or is it because the night is so good, you guys don't want it to end, you maintain it?
100%.
100%.
That's absolutely.
That's the beauty
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of being in a bar like this.
And then we have
Is
stupid.
that-
We come up with.
Where's this bar again?
This bar is at 1318 Meadring House Avenue in Granite City, Illinois. No, but
It is.
but it is in the comments also here. Check us out on that. And also, don't forget to follow
we'll send
and
a link.
subscribe on
We'll
YouTube.
We'll do a link also in case you guys need to the Speakeasy.
Hey, he's a working man, Relax.
So,
But no-
I going back to being in the bar though. Really, I have a problem being number one being in the alcohol business that I judge everyone on what they make. So my question to you guys is, and Craig, I'm going to start with you. What is your go-to drink at a bar, and how badly do you judge them whenever that happens? So like, let's say that you go to a bar, you ask for a specific cocktail, a specific
I'll name
drink.
the fucking bars.
Fair. And then what happens whenever it doesn't meet your standards? How do you feel about that? And is it something that you would then judge the whole night on?
So if my drink, and everybody knows that's ever watched the show, is an old fashioned. Period. Old fashioned. I love them. It's the drink that brought me into the whiskey world.
Sure.
I love old fashions, and if you can't make an old fashioned, then I ain't got it. I don't want to be there. It's. I had the worst old fashioned ever at Helen Fitzgerald's.
Okay.
Ever.
What
And
made it so bad?
They just didn't know how to make it. It was this.
What
it-
specifically? Like when you say it was bad, like was it the bitters? Was it the?
I don't think they put bitters in it.
Oh, okay, so
Like
it
it was just. It was not good. Period.
it wasn't even an old
And
fashioned.
then well, yeah, then they hand it to me in this plastic cup, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
And your defense, you went to Helen's.
I was there for Guns and Hoses.
Fair.
But, you know, but
the weigh-ins?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and ever since then, and this is like 3 or 4 years ago, I've never ordered a drink or food or anything from that store, from that place. For the simple fact is you can't even make a decent, easy 101.
Which should be a classic.
Yeah.
101 in bartending. If you cannot make an old fashioned, I'm not going to come back.
Right.
I'm not going to spend my money there. Like, I'll go to the biggest shithole down in Cahokia Street.
If they know how to make it
And
right.
if they make it right,
Right.
we're good. Let's go.
So, Erion, what's yours? What is your go-to cocktail that you're like, all right, let's see how we do? Or do you even have that?
Well, I was going to say old-fashioned. But
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Recently, whiskey has been the catalyst to experience alcohol. And now I've gotten to the point where I enjoy tequila, I enjoy vodka, I enjoy rum. If the science behind making a good cocktail intrigues me now.
Okay.
So one of the things that I've actually kind of adored is a dry or dirty, depending on where I'm going, Grey Goose martini, specifically with Queen's olives with blue cheese inside. Now, I know that seems kind of simple, but you would be surprised at how many people mess that up. Either they put too much ice, shake it for too long, now it's like this watery mess where I don't even taste the vodka, or this is the part that irritates the crap out of me. I can tell the age of the olives. If you give me some old-ass olives, like this is a $13, $14 cocktail, and all it is vodka, ice, a little bit of olive juice, and some olives. Like, at least give me some good olives.
Right.
So, like, if I can tell that the quality of either, first of all, if they don't even have Grey Goose or Belvedere, red flag, right? But if I'm experiencing old ass olives with old ass blue cheese, I get kind of like offended. Does that make sense? It's like, dude, I'm paying $14 for this cocktail.
And you give me some bullshit.
Olive.
You give me some bullshit.
It's also a super, like, anybody can make a martini. That's like, in my opinion, that's like the easiest mixed drink. You're not even mixing anything. Like, anyway, so to answer your question, a blue cheese.
There was
Queen's
so
olive,
many
Grey
things
Goose
in that
martini.
I'm about to break down, but anyway. Okay, so number one, I appreciate the enthusiasm. Number two, there has to be dry vermouth into a martini to make it a martini. Okay? Next.
3 ingredients.
Also, you made the mention of shaken and stirred. Oh, shaken. Oh, that irks me to death.
What,
for a
shaken
martini.
martinis?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because they're not supposed
Supposed
to
to
be.
be shaken, stirred only.
Always
Okay,
should be
James Bond, relax.
No, that's
No,
a Vespa. That's
no.
a different animal. And James Bond wanted his shaken.
Okay.
Not
but-
stirred.
I'm going to have to make you a martini at some point in time just to show you how it's done.
I'm
But anyway,
a quick learner.
But I do agree with what you're saying, is that if it's not respected, the fact that you're going to pay premium because you're calling a liquor to it, you're asking for something that's, supposedly an elevated experience, and it's not good, it's terrible. And now I am one so I have a very go-to drink whenever, number one, I go to a new bar, if I go to a new restaurant, or if I am looking at how a bartender reacts. And that is, make me a whiskey sour.
Oh.
And the thing that will drive me the worst is the person who takes whiskey and sour mix and puts it in a glass and hands it to me. That is the ultimate no-no in the world of bar science, because if they don't know enough to... It is. It's
I laugh,
absolutely...
but dude, I would appreciate it if it was done right.
Because if you don't, you're getting nothing more than liquor and something sweet and viscous over the top of it that's terrible. If they're not shaken, everything that has citrus or something that's like an opaque juice to it needs to be shaken to break down and emulsify. It has to be done, or else it doesn't make the cocktail correct. And it comes out tasting very funky. And so, or you get a chemically taste, especially if they use the other stuff. So... But that is mine. What do you guys do? Do you judge on how your cocktail comes out? Because to me, we've been to places, all of us here, actually all of us in the room, and if the cocktail is bad, I'm worried about dinner coming.
Yeah, oh yeah.
100%.
Specifically for mine, I had a bad martini. The rest of the dinner was ruined because of it. I know that sounds extra, but it's like...
No, it's not extra.
It made me question everything else. Like, what's the quality of the food? Like,
Well, yeah. How's this going to end up?
Could you imagine, so the night that we all went to Rooftop 360, and one of those was a bad drink of all the food that we had and all the conversation, all the time that we spent and where we were at, every bit of it. If that experience that would have been a bad drink, that would have been a bad night to me.
Yes and no, because we had a bunch of drinks. Like,
well, there was a bunch
I'm
of drinks.
I'm okay with the occasional one-off, but if I just sat down, I can see how many clientele you have. the attention to detail should be there. It's not like I'm, if I go to a busy bar and the drink isn't up to par, I'll give them some slack. Hey man, you're slinging out 50 drinks.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting at a speakeasy like this and you're not putting the attention to detail and I'm paying $16 for my cocktail, yeah, I'm a little salty.
Colton Cole brings up a good point.
Colton Cole does bring up a good point.
You're not cracking an egg with a sour, you're doing it wrong.
Absolutely. Or some type of meringue or something that makes that happen.
And he's right.
Now,
I love an egg white.
100%.
Whiskey
Also,
sour. Sorry.
he says that nobody makes a martini like Cole's Hearth Room. Check that out in Palmyra.
Where's that?
That is in Palmyra, Missouri at 3749 Highway BB.
Ah.
That's right. Power Slapper, Colton Cole. We do need to go do a show there big time. So, but also, I have always had that if you can't make me happy in the drinks, I'm going to have a real hard time with dinner. And so I want to know what you guys think in the comments. If your drinks stink, is dinner going to be bad too?
Because he's a whiskey stirrer.
Is it because I'm a whiskey stirrer? Do you really think that?
Do you think that affects you?
No.
You're not hypercritical?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm actually the most forgiving person in the world when I go to.
It's me.
Yeah, he's the one.
You are?
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
You fucked my food up?
The guy walking on his knuckles, throwing his shit at the wall is the one who's like extra critical.
Literally, if so,
it's bad. I hate saying it. It's bad
because we've been to places that were, we're blowing $2,000 on dinner, and it wasn't good, and we would never been back to a couple of them because of it.
No,
that's insanity to me.
No, 100%, absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, we got crazy one night and did Louis pours. That was, the cognac in the bottle. $400 a pour. That was
I am that guy whenever we're going to these expensive high-end places. If it's not perfect, I am that guy.
And that's what I'm saying. But if we're going to go spend that type of money, then it better be perfect. The experience. Now, I'm not sitting there saying we're going to go to the fucking Olive Garden and I'm going to sit and bitch. It's the Olive Garden. Well, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not going to go.
Rest in peace.
I know what it is. I know what I'm getting into there. But if I'm going to go to Olive and Oak and spend $500 for dinner for two.
But we know it's going to be amazing.
But what I'm saying, that's what I'm getting at.
So, all right, let us know, guys, though, what you think. And, of course, remember to always like and follow on all of our social platforms whenever you leave us a comment. So we also have tonight, of course, our Sip, Sink, and Save. And that is brought to you by Unrivaled Realty. Check them out, Brad Cary at unrivaledrealty.com for all of your buying and selling of real estate needs. He is here for you from anywhere in Missouri. Check him out. Call or text him at 314-378-6939. Mr. Brad Cary. So tonight, for our Sip, Sink, and Save, as I said, we have went to the idea of rail bourbon. Now, we are true bourbon because the rail in a bar, of course, is going to be the lowest price thing because they're making a ton of them. But what you use on the rail wholeheartedly affects what your cocktail is going to become out. So tonight I put together some of them that I have used in multiple locations throughout the years. JTS Brown, it's a Heaven Hill product. We have Benchmark, which a lot of people call Baby Buffalo Trace. And then we have Ancient Age, which is the same mash bill as Blanton's, believe it or not. And aged to basically the same statement, only Blanton's comes out at 93 proof, that comes out at 80. So tonight, these are our Sip, Sink, and Save. Of course, the rules are, Craig, tell them what is our rules to Sip, Sink, and Save.
You gotta pick one.
Exactly.
No, we just
go on.
Really? No. Oh, God damn it. It's making me laugh. I can't help it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yes. No, so
the rules.
So the rules for this. The rules, pick one. No. So it is basically what would you sip every day as your everyday pour, what would you save for friends, and what would you pour down the drain or sink it. So, all right. Erion, since you are our guest this evening from the Easy Talk podcast, what are your Sip, Sink, and Save tonight?
Before I even pick, I'll tell you what the guests of our podcast love to sip on. It's actually your whiskey, Uppercut Whiskey.
Oh, another shameless plug. Anyway.
Listen.
This is definitely a night of selling.
Where's the barbecue sauce at?
Hold up. Let me give the man his kudos because he gifted me a bottle. He was our third episode, okay? Yeah, in the process of a month and a half, and not every guest drinks, we went through that bottle. And thank you, Jeremy. He restocked. Yeah, dude.
Fuck you guys not drinking. Pussies?
What do you mean? Some of them
month and a half. God damn.
All I know is we went through,
been done in a week.
The first bottle we went through was the bottle of Uppercut Whiskey, and thank you for restocking us. Now,
100%.
For the three in front of me, first and foremost, all of them were. It's tough because all of them were delicious.
Yes.
However, I went through the line from right to left, and I was pleasantly surprised. And then, by comparison, not so. I would sink, sip, save. Now, the only reason I'm sinking is because these two are its benchmark. The only reason I'm saving is because this is so smooth, so good. That's something I'm coming after, like after a day of work. I'm pouring myself a glass of that neat.
Okay. All right. So you are going to sip the benchmark. You are going to sink the Ancient Age, and you are going to save the JTS Brown.
Yeah. But real quick, the JTS Brown and the benchmark, both really good whiskeys. It's just this one was just a little smoother, and I didn't even know it was a Buffalo Trace.
It's a little bit lower profile. Or
it was
proof to, ain't it?
Let me put it this way.
80.
This is a good whiskey to introduce people to whiskey too, because it's not harsh.
So okay. So are you a fan of Buffalo Trace products?
I'm.
Or have
I'm a
you
fan
not
of-
gotten that? And I don't mean that, but have you not gotten that far into?
No,
down
I've
the
had
rabbit hole
Buffalo
yet?
Trace, but like to be completely frank with you, I'm a big Maker's Mark guy. Maker's Select, Maker's Mark, Maker's Proof. Like I'm a big Maker's Mark guy. If you look at my own mini cart that I have in my house, it's a lot of Maker's products. So it's not that I'm kind of.
So you're a weeded bourbon guy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I have my preferences. All I'm saying is, when I think about something that I'm sipping on the daily, I'm thinking about something that I can easily pour into. I don't have to put it on the rocks. I don't have to mix it in any way, shape, or form. I can enjoy it as is easily.
Okay.
This is one of it for me. Personal preference.
All right. All right. Craig Nasello also. Yes, Jimmy wanted the night off because, he's getting old. No, I'm kidding. He's got to travel tomorrow for business. And
Throw
then
the man
look at
under the
placement.
bus.
I mean, I'm almost 50. It's fine. Continue.
Oh my God.
So, Craig, Mr. Bionic Hips himself, give me your sip, sink, and save.
I like the middle.
I'm gonna agree with him. It was Erion.
Really?
Yeah, I really like
Wow.
all three. All
Okay.
three of them. Like, I don't want to throw this down the drain, but I honestly, the only reason I want to throw this down the drain is because it's the cheapest of them all, and I don't like
That is
pissing
true.
money away.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
I was also shocked at the price of
the
each
price
bottle.
point of these are
like
ridiculous.
all three of them. When you also factor in the price point, amazing.
Yeah. The
100%.
price point itself.
But that's what makes rail bourbon, is the fact that you can get it inexpensively, but you can still make a good cocktail with it. And from the comments, I do agree with Mr. Range himself there that Erion needs to try Weller because Weller is a weeded bourbon. So we need to jump you into the world of like a
You'll hate
a green
yourself
Weller to
after
start.
that because
Like
then
Matt says,
then
I'll
you'll-
try anything twice.
fair. All right. Okay, so I'm a little different this evening. Number one, I do like all of them. Like I said, I have used all of them. Benchmark to me has always been the go-to if you can't find Buffalo Trace, and it becomes hard to find also. There is an entire series of Benchmark, a foolproof, a high rack, a single barrel, a bottled in bond. There's a ton of foolproof even.
Yeah.
And
I actually seen a foolproof today.
I have all of them at
That's
some point.
nuts.
We'll bring them out just to do the good starter collection. I think that would be the next one we would do with that. But to me, I am an Ancient Age fan. And being that it is enough of what you want bourbon for. It's the caramel, it's the vanilla, and it's the great mixing because it is the higher rye mash bill, which is what makes Blanton's Blanton's.
And it makes a good drink. It makes a good
100%.
mixed drink. Like, it doesn't overpower your ingredients.
Fair.
It mixes well with everything. It has a good taste. Even straight, it has a great taste.
Yeah.
It really does. So I am going to sip the Ancient Age. I am going to save the Benchmark because I almost look at the Benchmark now, no matter what the price is, as an allocated bottle.
Yeah.
It has become that.
It's getting hard to find.
Yes, and I am going to sink the JTS Brown, even though the JTS Brown is a great pour on ice. It needs more than 1 cube to me. It needs to be brought down almost to like
What's the proof on that
70 proof. I think it's like 80 proof.
Really?
It's not hot. It is.
I can't find it. That's what I was looking for.
80 proof.
The fuck did you see that at?
At 40% alcohol by volume, double it. That's how it works. That's a whiskey
I
steward
didn't even
talking.
see it.
Yeah.
And I got glasses on.
That's Jeremy saying.
But
he wrote an essay.
Yes, I did. I wrote an essay. It was amazing. All right, so I am going to sip the Ancient Age. I am going to save the benchmark, and I am going to sink the JTS Brown, brought to you by Heaven Hill. What would you guys do? I have seen a few comments go by that they all think the
Jimmy
JTS Brown is a
Ranges
great pour.
jump in. He's in there.
Yeah,
talking,
I mean, if
so
he's talking, I would like
give
to
us
see
our
what
ears.
Jimmy's was also.
Come on, Jimmy.
But so again, that is all brought to you by Brad Cary at Unrivaled Realty. Again, check them out, unrivaledrealty.com, for all of your buying and selling on the Missouri side. All of your real estate needs. Our good buddy Brad Cary at unrivaledrealty.com. So, we have another fun one tonight. Tonight, we move to the world of Is It Worth It? And where Is It Worth It tonight is what we do is, what did we pay for it? What is the retail? And what is the secondary value? And would it be worth the secondary value? Tonight, we bring you another Buffalo Trace product in Eagle Rare, which is one of those that is becoming a little bit easier to find. And so we are all about it this evening. Erion, you got to try Eagle Rare for the first time tonight. Yeah. Tell me what your thoughts are.
First and foremost, everything that I said about the benchmark is amplified with Eagle Rare. Like, it is a bottle that if someone had never sampled whiskey before, I feel confident in introducing them to whiskey with.
Okay.
But it is just simply better. It's smoother. It's more robust, more flavor than the benchmark. I don't know the value of the bottle off. I think you said it earlier, but forgive me, it escapes me.
That's all right.
But I remember that when you told me the number, I was shocked because I thought it was a much more expensive bottle than it really was. I was very pleasantly surprised and would definitely add this to the
collection that I have at home. This would be a good bottle for like when someone comes over and you're trying to impress them.
Yeah,
I would say that.
Because one, it's a hard bottle to find.
Yeah.
But if you find it, it's usually pretty decently priced
Even
at
on
retail.
Yeah. So, all right. So we'll go into number one. Retail pricing on the bottle is between $36 and $39.
Which is
generally
crazy.
you're not going to find it at that. You're going to see it at most locations between $79 and $99 a bottle.
Yeah.
So Erion at, we're going to say, meet in the middle, $80 a bottle.
Yes.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every bit
I
of it.
mean, I bought bottles that are like $100 that are worse than that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. We've had many of these bottles. I've had 5 or 6 of them. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite ones to drink, and to drink straight, no ice, no none of that.
Yeah.
You don't need it. It's not that high a proof. It's
And that's also important to say that like when we did sample each of these whiskeys, it was neat. So like if someone's going to be in the comments like, oh, well, I like it on a spirit. Great. I didn't sample it like that. I sampled it neat. And even neat, I was blown away.
It's not bad over ice. It's not.
No.
It really
I put
isn't.
a Cuban as we're speaking just because I wanted it cold.
Right.
Mm.
All right. So
and that's my thing with it, is I was going to say, sometimes people just want it cold.
So Craig, your thoughts?
I would honestly go up to 150 for this bottle.
Really?
No
Okay.
shit.
I really like Eagle Rare. I always have. This was one of the other bottles, like you said, that was a starter pack. My starter pack that got me into bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of guys who start the idea of chasing this, Blanton's, and E.H. Taylor small batch, those are always the ones that.
I got 2 bottles of that at home.
What is chasing?
So the term chasing means that what are we looking for? We are out collecting bottles.
Mm.
And so if you see one in the store, you chase the bottle to get it. So am I going to buy it? Am I not going to buy it? Is it too much? Is it worth my time to spend it? You know, a lot of guys will chase the Pappy Van Winkle or something to that effect. You know, do you want to spend $3,000, $4,000
for a subpar bottle?
For a subpar bottle. So it's all about Maker's Mark. So why is Maker's, I got to even where we're at with this. Why is Maker's Mark your pick?
Honestly, it was just the one that I started with first. Like, you know, they say, like, you never forget your first. Well, the old fashioned that I had that night when I turned 24, it was made with Maker's Mark. So I just kind of added the connotation. I was like, okay, well, maybe the reason I didn't like alcohol before was because I didn't have Maker's Mark. And I like this old fashioned because of Maker's Mark. Now, I will also say that since then, I've sampled many whiskeys, and I still have an affinity for Maker's Mark.
Most of them with us.
Yeah.
We've turned Erion into a drinker.
It's like when it's
No, brother, my wife did that.
so whenever damn it, beat me to it. Anyway,
All right.
so
Love you, babe.
anytime I do an old fashioned, like you'll go to some restaurants and they make it with a rye.
Yeah.
I don't like rye.
At all.
I think rye in an old fashioned just it turns me off. I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it.
Why? Because it's like more.
It's just so
bold?
hot and just doesn't.
You don't
have
like that bourbon?
No, I don't like that bourbon.
No shit.
I do not want to. I want to enjoy my bourbon. I don't want to sit there and go.
Is there ever an instance in which? So the reason I have an affinity for whiskey is because of the variability. Like,
Right.
so on certain nights, I'll prefer like on a hot summer's day, it's a different whiskey.
Sure.
On a cool winter or fall, it's a different whiskey. So like, do you say that you always dislike rye?
Yes.
Or really?
Yes, I do not like rye.
No
I know what it is about a rye. Now, if you can get me a lower proof rye, I'll try it.
Mhm.
But I don't want 136.
Have you ever had the Whistle Pig rye?
Yeah, I've got
Not
one
a
at home.
fan?
It's okay.
It's okay.
But,
It's okay.
And we have literally, so that's kind of the cool thing about, number one, what we do with the show, and number two, the contacts that we all have to get bottles. We have had almost everything.
My contact is you.
I mean, that's fair. But,
Jeremy, I need this.
but it all depends. So
Yeah, he did.
I'm right.
Cole made me a rye cocktail.
did.
I forgot.
But,
Yeah,
again,
but it didn't taste like a rye.
right, 100%. I get
I
where,
mean,
I
I'll be
get where
honest
you're
with you.
going.
Yeah.
So, all right, let us know, though, what your thoughts. Is Eagle Rare your bottle of choice? Would you pay for it at $80? I would. I think I've got 6 of them.
Yeah.
So,
Like I said, I'd go up to 150 because I like it that much.
all right.
It really is a good bottle.
Yeah, it absolutely
And
is.
I'm a tight motherfucker when it comes to buying this shit.
For real.
I don't have a lot of money. I'm poor.
But moving on to the world of mixed martial arts. Now, Erion, you are a former professional, I guess. You
Retired.
retired. And of course, our mixed martial
Tired
arts
or
segment
retired?
and all of our combat sports is brought to you by Yoroi Tape. Check them out as the best athletic tape for all of your needs, whether it be ankles, hand wraps, whether it be for your hockey stick. Check it out, Yoroi Tape. What is the website, Craig?
YoRoyTape.com.
YoRoyTape.com. So check that out for all of your taping needs and help out Mr. Nasello. Check
Yes,
that out
please.
there as it is. Remember, armor up with Yoroi. Okay.
For the record, he's got one of those like security protections. What are you looking that you need to protect whatever it is that you're seeing on
You
your phone?
don't want to ask that, especially on here. All right, moving on
Are you
to
stupid?
the world of combat sports. Big news that came out this week. Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler are off yet again. Arion, why?
Apparently, from what I've read and what I've heard, it's Conor's leg, the one that he snapped and broke. When he was sparring, let's just say the healing process, even though he was on like everything under the rainbow for that year long, there were a couple injuries, a couple more hairline fractures, and even Dana White, when he was doing an interview with, I believe it was ESPN Plus, Dana White said that it might be one of those injuries where Conor might not fight again.
Okay.
So it's a spiral fracture.
But did y'all hear what Chael Sonnen came out and said?
No, I did not.
No.
So Chael Sonnen came out today and said, look, I get it that all the people in the media are telling you this, Conor's in rehab. And that was his line. And I about lost it that he put this out on his podcast that, nope, Conor's in rehab.
Do you have like alcoholism, drug use?
One of those, yes. They did not say what, probably all of the above. But Michael Chandler went home. Conor McGregor's not going to fight. And so are you, number one, Craig, do you care?
Yeah, I do, because I wanted to see that fight, honestly. I'm not a huge Chandler fan. Conor, I swing either way with him sometimes. I like him and I don't like him.
Right.
I like him, I don't like him. But I still want to see that fight because legitimately that's a huge payday for Chandler. And
Yes.
for actually both of them, honestly.
Oh, yeah,
But
100%.
this has been ongoing for what, a fucking year? I want to see
Oh,
him
no,
fight.
this has been a couple of years.
Has it been a
though.
couple years?
Oh,
I
yeah.
just want to see him fight at this point.
I don't want to sound insensitive if the rumors about rehab are true. However, when you're talking about multiple millions of dollars in commerce, people buying tickets, commitments from training camps, marketing, all this other shit, I got to be honest with you, there's a whole economy behind a Conor McGregor fight.
Yes.
And if he's going to do all this buildup, and this is where I do kind of take a little onus, because like I talked a lot of shit when I fought. but I also showed up to fight.
No.
But I also showed up to fight. You know what I mean? I answer for every word that I've ever said. The whole thing with Connor is, if you're gonna talk the talk like you
just
are
killed
my
Craig
man,
on our own show.
yeah, you have to start walking the fucking walk. And the reason why Connor was so attractive to everyone is because he would say the things and then go out there and do them, right? When he said he was going to knock Jose Aldo out and then he did it in 13 seconds, it won over the masses. The problem with this now is you're seeing in real time a regression of this individual to where he is now talking the talk and not walking the walk. And no one likes a keyboard warrior. And Conor McGregor is turning into one right before our very eyes. Do I diminish his accomplishments and his accolades in the sport? Absolutely not. But if you're going to do this route, if you're going to go to rehab, if you're going to do all this shit, shut the fuck up.
Fair.
Shut the fuck up.
Fair,
you don't get to talk.
Now, if he's legitimately hurt,
if he's legitimately hurt, that's a different story. Like, I was gifted a variable that I was not privy to. If the rehab thing is true, if there are circumstances in his life that are creating a schism between him and competing, I would still say shut the fuck up because you're in rehab, my dude. You got some healing to do. Get the fuck out of fighting. Stop talking so much stuff. That's my thing on that. And here's the other thing. You have people that bought $10,000 floor seats for this event.
That was actually
Are they going to be
Absolutely not.
No. So imagine
subject to change.
Imagine exactly, legality speaking. Imagine you just spent 10 grand on what you thought was going to be a Conor McGregor return,
and
now
a flight from Ireland.
Yes,
because that's going to happen. And this was the biggest pre-sold show in UFC history because of it. So, as the fans at home, would you guys be pissed? Let me know in the comments if this happened.
Then let's go back to that real quick. Michael Chandler's losing all this fucking money because he's not fighting.
I don't feel bad for Michael Chandler because at any moment he could have had another fight. He took the calculus and he decided to wait for Conor McGregor, and all that entailed. That is like.
I understand that.
Do you feel bad for the guy who bets it all on black and then loses?
No, I don't.
He took the risk.
He took the risk. But you guys also have to think about all his money he spent the fucking first training camp and his fight.
I'm sorry, I feel no pity for Chandler.
Does he get any of that reimbursement back?
He took the risk. He wanted the Conor McGregor fight.
I understand that. I understand that 100%. I've been in this game.
Is it annoying? Yes. But do I feel sorry for him? No.
So interesting comment though.
I don't feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
It just still fucking sucks. He's
sucks.
out of this fucking money.
Yes. Okay, it's not fair to him. It's not fair to him.
It's not fair to the opponent.
But okay, interesting in the comments though. Our friend Marlene Kelly from Nemesis says that supposedly in Nevada, if the main event changes, you can get a refund. If that's true, that's very cool, and I will look that one up, or Vegas specifically.
That's why.
So we will find that one out. But that would be interesting. So all right, moving on though.
Las Vegas?
Yeah. It's going to be Vegas
next weekend.
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
Interesting.
So now the next UFC though, which is Saturday, June 22nd, is moving to ABC for the undercard.
Okay, who's that?
So that is good. Yeah, exactly. Who has regular TV anymore? Robert Whittaker taking on Ikram Aliskaren.
Which is a great fight.
Who the fuck is that?
No, which is a great fight.
But who is that guy? I know Robert Whittaker.
He's a scary individual.
He is a very he is one of those Pakistani guys who's coming up gigantic on the ground.
Okay.
Really good in all positions. So tell me what your thoughts are on that fight.
It's a dangerous fight for Robert to take. It shows you the stones he's got. And I love Bobby Knuckles. I think he's like a fighter's fighter. He's gone in there, fought anybody, hurt, what have you. For him to take this short replacement fight, first of all, the original fight he had with Hamzat was arguably a tough fight, right?
Yeah. Was crazy.
Exactly. So to go from a guy like Hamzat to another guy, arguably similar styles, however, completely different paradigm, right? And to take it on short notice, especially for Robert Whittaker, where he has like...
Do you think the word paradigm has ever been used on this show? I mean, really, that was...
He's got everything to lose in this one, because if he loses, 100%. He'll go down on the rankings, and if he wins, he was expected to win. So you have to give the respect for the guy who's willing to risk it all, and I'm a big Robert Whittaker fan.
Who takes it?
Listen, I was very surprised with Robert Whittaker against Yoel Romero in both fights. Yoel Romero is not a Dagestani wrestler, but he is a Cuban wrestler. Yes.
But, I mean, Cuban wrestler, big judo guy.
The style of fighting, right? I think that this gentleman will be a lot more aggressive to get the fight to the ground. And we will know within the first 2 minutes if Robert can successfully maintain stand-up aggression while simultaneously deflecting the takedowns. It'll be a good night for Robert. However, If in the first minute, 2 minutes, this guy can take him down, put his weight on him, start getting him tired, even when Robert gets up, he's not going to have that same pop to his step. Then the striking of Robert Whittaker starts to diminish. It'll be a decision for his opponent.
But here's the thing: is Robert Whittaker has that knockout fucking power.
Well, absolutely.
Especially
that's the person that goes whenever you're exhausted.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is what I was getting at.
Early.
If he catches him early.
I say this in fighting, that every man on this planet is dangerous in the first minute of every round. They are the most dangerous in the first minute of the first round.
Right.
All right, moving on to one that is close to Craig and my hearts. That is Invicta Fighting Championships has made its return. That is right. The All Women Fight League is moving back, and they are going to be on CBS Sports coming up on
the 28th of this month.
2 weekends.
2 Fridays from today.
So, looking forward to that card. I think
yes,
it's going to
we
be.
can have
Is that a question?
Toledo.
No, it's not. I mean, we'll be there. So yeah.
We were working the card.
Yeah, we are working for that one. So
I don't know what he's doing, but I'm excited.
Whatever. I'm very happy.
Hey, you can see it, right? No.
What boy said, we're excited for this card.
Toledo Bernardo
This
is
is why
fighting.
we don't let Arion drink much. Anyway, continue.
Toledo Bernardo is fighting Olga Rubinstein.
Okay, start over. Main event.
Toledo Bernardo
There we go.
is fighting Olga Rubin for the Invicta. What is it?
Well, who's younger Rubin? Why is she fighting older Rubin?
Olga.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, get the shit out your ears.
Alrighty. No, we are looking forward to that one. Check that one out because they've got the new deal now that brought them to CBS Sports.
CBS Sports, I think you can catch on
What
that.
do you guys think about that?
I think it's very cool for Invicta. I think
Is
that
CBS, do they have like a streaming platform or is it cable?
No,
they have a streaming.
Yeah, they have a streaming platform also.
Okay.
Yeah, Paramount.
Okay, Paramount. Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say.
Also, then moving back to the world of Bellator, Johnny Eblen.
Why?
They're gonna do it again. They're gonna run it back.
He knocked him the fuck out. Johnny knocked him the fuck out. Why fight him again? Why?
Because that's what they threw at him.
Because probably that's all I got.
I mean, that could be. So okay. So Johnny Eblen came
And
up.
don't get me wrong. Fabian's a
oh, absolutely.
opponent.
Well,
but
and Johnny came up through. I mean, he fought for Shamrock Fighting Championships in Kansas City several times, and he came up through. You know, I know that you work his corner almost every time that you were in Bellator.
Yeah,
with
usually
him.
they let me follow him. I rub his hands and work his corner.
So, you know, who's next for him? Is there anybody out there?
Well, they released Gegard Mousasi.
Yep.
So he's gone.
What
I'm
was
surprised
the
they didn't run that
what
one
was the
back.
deal with that? So
Not
him
getting
and
fights.
Cyborg.
Yeah, Chris is. I think
Is Bellator still a functioning promotion?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, over in Europe.
Yeah,
They're
it's in
supposedly going to have 2 American shows this year. But that's all I
Those are
know about
unconfirmed
that.
rumors at the
No,
moment. They haven't
it's
been
confirmed.
announced though. But they haven't been announced when they are.
Gentlemen, I don't like this trajectory
September
of
and October.
oligopoly and monopoly that the UFC is having.
September, October is when I'm here.
Well,
It's not competitive for the promotions. It's not good. It's not
So-
healthy.
we'll go into that in a minute. I like that
Sorry.
question. No, you're fine. The other massive fight that has recently happened here in the last week is
Jimmy Range and his doctor.
No, Lord.
Jimmy Range and you because he's mad at you.
What? Jim, I love you, brother. Come here.
No,
I'll kiss your hip.
no. Oh, no.
I'll make the boo-boos
Is
go
one
away.
Chael P. Sonnen taking on Anderson the Spider Silva
Did you watch it?
in a boxing match? I absolutely watched it, and it was as bad as you think it would be.
It was a sparring match. You know,
It was your grandfather and your great uncle fighting at the barbecue at, as they put the boxing gloves on after 5 schlitzes.
I have no problem with gentlemen wanting to compete with other gentlemen of equal standards, age, skill levels. The problem that I have is when people are going to start paying money to watch you compete, you need to compete. When I watched that fight, that boxing match, it was a sparring match. I've seen better sparring matches in the gym than I saw between Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva. And that's my whole thing. It's like, if you're going to do it and you're going to charge money for it, well, now you're open to criticism.
I've seen snippets of it, and I wouldn't have spent fucking $2 on it. It was
something. I will definitely say that it was something.
It went to a decision.
All right. And finally this evening, I can't believe Jimmy's not here to even field this one, and I feel bad for it. I hope he's still in the comments because we got to know Jimmy's thought because his favorite boxer is back in action here in July 20th.
even the same day.
As Jake Paul takes on BKFC champion Mike Perry in a boxing match. So, Craig, Jake Paul, Mike Perry, boxing. Who wins it?
Mike Perry's a dog. I don't give a
But
fuck.
Mike Perry
here.
is used to swinging his hands at no weight. There's no weight on those. Now you're putting 12-ounce gloves on it.
Is it 12 or is it 10?
Might be 10.
I
Might
thought
be
the rumor was
10.
12.
Okay, if it's
But-
12, yeah. That's
But
a
he's
factor.
still a dog, dude.
He is.
He's
100%.
still a tough motherfucker, and he likes fighting.
Here's the variable that you guys are leaving out. You realize that Jake Paul and Mike Perry sparred about 3 years ago, right?
Yes, I do know that.
And I know that Mike Perry is an absolute animal of a human being. But Jake Paul is also a very calculated businessman.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think he would do anything
Well,
that would...
But not only that, and I agree. So Jimmy has thrown his into the mix here in the comments. Jake Paul is a real boxer.
Yeah.
He 100% is a real boxer. So I'm going to say that I agree with Jim, and that is Jake Paul is going to take the win in this fight.
But how, though?
I
I don't see him knocking Mike out.
I think it goes the distance.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it goes the
I think
distance.
it's a decision.
Yeah.
I'm
I
taking
think
Mike.
Mike
But I
walks him
think
down.
I think he owns him in the idea of boxing scoring. Because if you look at the way that boxing is scored, it is a different animal than mixed martial arts. It just is.
But here's my question. Here's my question.
Okay.
If Mike Perry gets that oh shit moment and hurts him, does he finish him off?
I don't think Mike Perry does it with 12-ounce gloves. I don't think he ever has an oh shit moment. Because here's the other thing that I genuinely dislike about boxing. You can cover, you can get a standing 8 count, you can do all this other shit. Even if Mike Perry, over the course of however many rounds, lands a haymaker, dazes Jake Paul, Jake can just take a knee, get an 8 count, and now he's good to go.
Yep.
And that's the problem with boxing.
Fair.
That's
fair.
the beauty of MMA, because
Jimmy
the
Ray
fight can
just
be
said-
over any second.
So here's my follow-up question as we get ready to
Unless
wrap up
he
the show.
sleeps him.
I don't
which
think he'll
is
sleep
all,
him.
I don't think
I don't think he
he
sleeps
will
him.
either.
So, if Mike Perry does take out Jake Paul, does this threaten or lessen the Mike Tyson fight that goes down in November?
Why did that fight not get...
Mike
what
Tyson-
So
happened?
Mike Tyson had a stomach ulcer.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't
And
like
it
a
flared-
state sanctioned.
no,
No,
it flared
no.
up when he was
I gotta be
flying.
doubly honest with you. I have no idea how any state would sanction that fight to begin with.
Well, it's not being
So-
sanctioned. It's a
No, it is. It actually
it's
is
a
being sanctioned.
professional
Yeah,
bout.
it is a professional
Oh.
bout. So you have to have a specific amount of fights before you can fight someone with a specific amount of fights. Jake Paul has now made that number.
Fair.
Okay, from there, once you get to be a certain age, you then have to do certain medicals in order to be able to fight. Anytime, I believe it's after 50, you have to do specific medical things, and that was requested of Tyson, and Tyson was doing them. So with that, if it goes down, I agree with Jim again. Like I said, decision. I think Jake Paul takes it by decision. If Mike Perry does happen to finish him, I think that it throws the idea of Tyson versus Jake Paul out the window.
Hot take: Jake has a better shot of finishing Mike Perry than Mike Perry has of finishing Jake.
I agree with that.
I
Do
don't
you
see
agree with
Mike
that, Craig?
Perry knocking
Not in the
Jake
least,
out.
huh? Okay, why?
I'm not a believer.
Fair.
I don't fucking like Jake Paul, and they can all suck a dick.
Listen, I saw
And there
Jake
it
Paul.
is.
I saw Jake Paul one-hitter
Mike
quitter
Perry-
Tyron Woodley, which a lot of UFC guys couldn't do, and I got to give him that credit.
I give him his props all the time. I was the first one to change on the show to really say that he was a bot. I mean,
Yeah,
but Jimmy
was-
always loved him.
Was Tyron smaller than him? Absolutely. But what I'm trying to say is no one else has done that to Tyron, not even Nate Marquardt back in the Strikeforce days. So
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us here. We are, again, at the Speakeasy in Granite City. Check it out, 1318 Nedring House Avenue. We have had an amazing time. Erion Zekthi, our guest. Check it out. Tell how people can find you on Easy Talk.
we're just a podcast. Easy Talk on Instagram, Easy Talk Graham, and we're on YouTube. Actually, we had a great episode with Jeremy Johnson where we discussed business, entrepreneurship, fatherhood, youth for 2 hours long. It was
Yeah.
one of my more exciting episodes for myself.
It was one of the few podcasts that really threw me for a loop
Gotta get
in the
shameless-
questions that have been asked.
The
I've
other
been on-
shameless plug-in.
There we go.
Uppercut
What do you
Whiskey.
think for a loop?
So I have been on a lot of podcasts. I've been on a lot of podcasts
Telling me
that
about the shit you
were
were trying to
basically
do.
feel like just another podcast.
He was telling me the shit you were trying to do after the show was
I have been
that's
based.
weird.
I have been on a lot of podcasts based in St. Louis. I've been a lot of podcasts based elsewhere. And you were the first person who ever went down a road that didn't involve me being the commentator for Shamrock FC, me being the other guy.
Well, you're the most successful person in St. Louis MMA. You know that, right?
I am nowhere near that, but I'm not.
I know someone who's done more in 1 year than he has his entire life.
I mean, but anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you here for Craig Nasello, Erion Zekthi. We'll see you next time right here at the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society.
I couldn't help it.
That was a great.
I've always been